I started digging into why nail salons seem to outnumber coffee shops and fast food, and I found a business puzzle nobody talks about. There are over 50,000 salons and nearly 400,000 nail technicians in America. They rake in $8 billion a year, yet most look empty when you walk by. If so many should fail on paper, why are more opening every month? It turns out the real story is hiding in plain sight. Pulling up a spreadsheet and running the numbers, the math on a typical nail salon gets strange fast. Start with rent. In a strip mall or a small urban storefront, the monthly lease usually lands somewhere between $2,000 and $3,500. Utilities tack on another $300 to $600. Hot water, dryers, bright lights on all day. Insurance, licenses, and basic bookkeeping cost about $200 a month. Supplies, polish, gels, files, gloves, disinfectant chew through $300 to $800, depending on how busy the place is. Labor is the real wild card. Even a modest shop with 2 technicians needs to pay out at least $4,000 a month in wages or commissions just to keep chairs filled. The owner still needs to eat, so figure a draw of $3,000. Add another $1,000 for marketing, cleaning, taxes, and random overhead. All in, that's $13,300 a month just to keep the doors open. Now for the income side. The average pedicure in most cities runs about $40 to $50. Some places charge less for a basic manicure, but pedicures and gel sets are the bread and butter. If every customer spends $45, then break-even means the salon needs to pull in about 295 paying clients a month. With 26 working days, that's roughly 11 or 12 customers a day. Every single day. No slow Mondays, no dead afternoons. If prices skew lower, or if a few appointments cancel, that number climbs fast. Even with a slightly higher average ticket, the daily target barely budges. But here is the weird part. Walk by most salons at any random hour, and you'll see 1, maybe 2 people inside. The chairs are empty, the phone is not ringing, and the math just does not work. On paper, these places should be going out of business left and right. Yet the salons stay open, and new ones keep cropping up, sometimes right next door to each other. The spreadsheet says it is impossible, but the street says otherwise. Something is not adding up, and the missing piece is not just a few extra walk-ins. That is where the real mystery begins. Appointment books tell a different story than empty chairs. Most nail salons run on a rhythm that is invisible from the sidewalk. Instead of a steady trickle of walk-ins, the real action happens in bursts, lunch hours, after work, and weekends. Regulars book their spots every 2 or 3 weeks, sometimes months in advance. A Tuesday morning might look dead, but by noon, every technician is busy, and the phone is lighting up with confirmations for the evening rush. The daily calendar fills up with names and repeat appointments. Some clients come in clockwork cycles, never missing their slot. Others squeeze in after school pickup or before a night out. Because the footprint is small, often just 4 to 6 chairs, a salon can only fit so many at once. Even at full capacity, a packed shop might only show a handful of people inside. But over the course of a day, those seats turn over again and again. Peak times create the illusion of emptiness outside peak hours. Walk by at 2:30 and you will catch a lull between the lunch crowd and the after-work surge. But check the appointment log and you will see a full slate, 12, 15, sometimes 20 clients booked for that day. Some services are quick, 15-minute polish changes or brow waxes, so clients come and go before you would even notice. Others take longer, but the steady pulse of appointments keeps technicians moving from one client to the next. The appointment system smooths out the chaos. It lets salons predict their busiest hours, manage staff, and avoid long gaps. It also keeps the regulars loyal. If you want your nails done at 6 p.m. on Friday, you learn to book ahead. That is why the place always looks a little too quiet. Most of the business is happening on a schedule you cannot see. The real volume is hidden in the calendar, not in the window. That is how a salon can hit its target number of appointments and survive, even if it never looks crowded. But as I dug deeper, I realized this invisible flow explains how they stay open, not why so many keep opening. The answer to that is buried in the way these businesses actually make their money, which is a whole other story. Tips are where the numbers start to get interesting. On paper, a basic pedicure might cost $40, but nobody really pays just that. Most clients add a tip, usually 15 to 20%, and often in cash. That means a $40 service turns into $46 or $48 by the time the client leaves. For the technician, tips are not just a bonus. They are the difference between scraping by and actually making a living. Some techs say they walk out with $900 to $1,200 a week, but their pay stub shows much less. It is not unique to nails. Servers, hairstylists, and bartenders all live on tips. But in nail salons, the cash tip is a daily reality. Some of it gets reported, some of it does not. That is not a nail salon thing. That is a tip economy thing. Upsells are where the real money shows up. Gel polish is another $15. Want nail art? Add $10, $20, sometimes $30 depending on how wild you go. Spa upgrades such as scrubs, masks, and paraffin dips stack on another $10 or $20. Suddenly, that $35 base pedicure has ballooned to $65 or $80. It is almost a game. Come in for the basic, leave with the works. Most regulars do not even look at the base price anymore. They know the extras are part of the experience. For a technician, every add-on is more commission, more tip, and more take-home. For the owner, it is the difference between scraping by and actually turning a profit. The average ticket in a mid-range city is not $35. It is closer to $70 once you count the upgrades and the tip. That is how a salon with a handful of appointments can still pull in enough to make the math work. Each client is worth more than you think, and every little add-on stacks up fast. For techs, it is a hustle. For owners, it is survival. In cities like Houston, Orlando, and Los Angeles, the same pattern repeats. A small nail salon opens in a strip mall, then another pops up across the street, and soon a whole row of shops stretches down the block. The engine behind this is not just demand, it is a dense, self-reinforcing network. More than half of nail salons in the United States are owned by Vietnamese families, according to business records and industry surveys. Owners describe how knowledge, suppliers, and even staff move through a tight-knit web of relatives, friends, and community connections. One owner told me her aunt taught her the ropes, helped her find a landlord willing to negotiate a lower rent, and introduced her to a supplier who extended credit until the shop turned a profit. That kind of support means a new salon can launch with as little as $20,000 to $50,000, sometimes less, when they take over an existing space or buy used equipment from another family in the network. Landlords, for their part, love nail salons. They fill small, hard-to-lease spaces and rarely default. In one shopping center, a landlord offered a 7-year lease at $18 per square foot to a salon, almost half what a clothing store would pay next door. The salon agreed to minimal renovations and promised steady rent, making the deal a win for both sides. That is why you will find multiple salons in the same strip. The economics work for owners and landlords alike, and the risk is spread out across family-run businesses. But the real secret is in the customer base. A typical salon only needs 50 to 75 loyal clients, people who come in every 2 or 3 weeks and spend $65 to $80 per visit. Over a year, that is more than $1,000 per regular. With a handful of steady customers, a shop can cover its costs, pay the owner, and even support another family member training to open the next location. That loyal customer base is the engine behind profitability. The barrier to entry stays low, 3 to 6 months of training, a few $1,000s in tuition, and startup capital that is a fraction of what it takes to open a restaurant. Equipment is relatively inexpensive, and knowledge circulates in the community. That makes it one of the few businesses where you can build a middle-class income with modest capital and a short training period. The model multiplies across neighborhoods, block by block, as experience, money, and opportunity circulate through a community. That is how the empty-looking shop on Main Street survives, and why another one is opening just down the road. Every empty-looking nail salon is a window into the economics of modern immigrant ambition, where $8 billion changes hands, one appointment at a time. As low-barrier paths to stability shrink elsewhere, these businesses quietly rewrite what the American dream looks like on Main Street. What business mystery should I tackle next?